Welcome back to my channel, Explained, where we discuss one interesting topic a day. In today's video, we will talk about the politics of climate change. Climate change is one of the most pressing issues of our time, and it is a topic that requires the attention of politicians, policymakers, and citizens alike. In this video, we will examine the policies and strategies that are being employed to combat global warming, including their effectiveness and the challenges they face. Before we proceed, let me know in the comments section below, what is something you care the most about? Please don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video. Let's begin. Climate change is caused by the increase in greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide, in the Earth's atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun, causing the planet to warm. Since the Industrial Revolution, humans have been emitting more and more greenhouse gases, primarily through the burning of fossil fuels. As a result, the Earth's temperature has risen by approximately 2 Fahrenheit since the late 19th century and is projected to rise by an additional 2.7 Fahrenheit to 8.1 Fahrenheit by the end of this century. Let's look into policies. Governments around the world are implementing policies aimed at reducing carbon emissions and combating global warming. One such policy is the implementation of a carbon tax. This tax places a fee on carbon emissions, encouraging individuals and businesses to reduce their emissions and invest in clean energy sources. For example, in Canada, the federal carbon tax is set at $40 per ton of carbon dioxide and is projected to rise to $170 per ton by 2030. The revenue generated from the tax is then used to fund initiatives that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, such as public transit or energy-efficient buildings. Another policy is the implementation of renewable energy standards, which require a certain percentage of energy to come from renewable sources such as wind or solar power. In the European Union, the Renewable Energy Directive requires 32% of the EU's energy to come from renewable sources by 2030. In the United States, some states have implemented renewable portfolio standards, which require utilities to generate a certain percentage of their electricity from renewable sources. Next, let's talk about the strategies. In addition to policies, there are also strategies being employed to combat global warming. One such strategy is the use of technology to reduce emissions. This includes the use of electric cars, which emit less carbon than traditional gasoline-powered vehicles. For example, in Norway, electric cars account for over 50% of new car sales, and the government has implemented policies such as tax incentives and toll exemptions to encourage their use. Another strategy is the development of carbon capture and storage technology, which captures carbon emissions and stores them underground. The International Energy Agency estimates that carbon capture, utilization, and storage could account for 15% of the global emissions reductions needed by 2040 to limit global warming to 3.6 Fahrenheit. For example, in Canada, the Boundary Dam Power Station in Saskatchewan uses carbon capture technology to reduce emissions from coal-fired power generation. Challenges. Despite the policies and strategies being employed, there are still challenges to combating global warming. One such challenge is the cost of implementing these policies and strategies. Many of these initiatives require significant investment, and governments may be hesitant to make these investments without seeing immediate returns. Additionally, there may be opposition from industries and individuals who feel that these initiatives will harm their businesses or way of life. Another challenge is the difficulty of achieving international cooperation on climate change. The Paris Agreement, signed by 196 countries in 2015, aims to limit global warming to well below 3.6 Fahrenheit above pre-industrial levels, and to pursue efforts to limit the temperature increase to 2.7 Fahrenheit. However, some countries have been reluctant to take significant action, and the United States withdrew from the agreement under the Trump administration. The politics of climate change are complex, with a multitude of policies and strategies being employed to combat global warming. While there have been significant steps taken in recent years, there are still challenges to be overcome. The cost of implementing these initiatives, as well as opposition from industries and individuals, are significant hurdles that must be addressed. Additionally, achieving international cooperation on climate change is a challenge that must be tackled. However, there is hope. The increasing adoption of renewable energy and electric vehicles, as well as the development of carbon capture and storage technology, demonstrate that progress is being made. As citizens, we can also play a role in combating global warming by reducing our own carbon footprint, advocating for policies that address climate change, and holding our elected officials accountable. In conclusion, the politics of climate change are complex, but the need for action is clear. It is up to all of us to work together to address this pressing issue and ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more informative content.